Now let's look at problem 4.6. An airplane flies horizontally with a speed of 300 meters per second and an altitude of 400 meters. Assume that the ground is level. At what horizontal distance from a target must the pilot release a bomb so as to hit the target? So we have an airplane, and it's flying at a height of 400 meters. It's going to release a bomb, and the bomb will take on the same velocity as the airplane initially. So since the airplane is moving horizontally, that will be the initial velocity of the bomb horizontally at 300 meters per second. And then it's going to follow projectile motion and hit the ground, so it'll hit at some point, and that will be where the target should be. So we want to calculate the displacement to that point. Now the y direction and the x direction are happening simultaneously, so they're going to have the same time. And if I can find the time from one of these directions, I'll be able to solve this problem. Let's look specifically at the y direction. What do we know about the y direction? Well, we know that if we define down as positive, that our displacement will be to the ground, so that will be equal to our height. So our displacement as a positive value will be 400 meters. And if down is positive, that means our acceleration in the y direction will be a positive 9.8 meters per second squared, even though our initial velocity in the y direction is actually 0. We're going to start with 0 velocity in the y direction. We're starting from rest, strictly in that direction. Based on this, we want to find time. So we've got these 4 variables right here. Looking for time, we're going to have that displacement will equal initial velocity in the y direction times time plus 1/2 acceleration times time squared. Initial velocity being 0, that means time is going to equal 2 times the displacement over the acceleration square root. And it's going to be 2 times 400 over 9.8 square root. Let's figure out what that is. That is 9.035 seconds. So let's go 9.04 seconds. Okay, that's the same time for the x direction as well. So let's look at the x direction. What do we know? Well, we just found time, 9.04 seconds. We know that the initial velocity of the bomb is 300 meters per second. We know we have no acceleration in the x direction. And we want to find displacement. We want to see where the bomb's going to hit. And that should hopefully be our target, I guess. If you want to get hit by the bomb, I guess. So we have displacement equals initial velocity times time plus 1/2 acceleration times time squared. Only in the x direction, our acceleration is going to be 0, so that term is going to be 0. We strictly are going to have just this. Displacement will equal velocity times time. So, based on that, our displacement will equal velocity times time. And what is that? 2,710 meters. That is this displacement right here. Strictly speaking, that's how far we're going to go after that amount of time, and that's where it'll hit the ground. So that is the horizontal distance that the target should be in order for the bomb to hit the ground 2,710 meters, or 2.7 kilometers, and that is the answer that we're looking for.